Kamala, come on out. Yeah, my Kamala impression is not going to work. Anyhow. Kamala Harris, you just took a big L because CNN just got caught using AI to make Kamala Harris's crowds look bigger. Ain't that sad?
CNN just got caught using AI to try to make the crowds at a Kamala Harris event look bigger. Let me introduce you to Catherine Rampell. She works for the Washington Post and is a commentator on CNN. And this was the image she posted. She said, "Scenes from the Harris fundraiser in Pittsfield, Massachusetts." Then people started noticing some little issues with this photo. And she said, getting spam claiming these photos are AI. Not sure why I'd use AI to create a crowd of people in downtown Pittsfield. Then people started zooming in. The fuck is going on with that road sign? How does that happen? Someone explain to me how they can put their hands through the fucking sign? And what language is this? Like, it's very obvious. This is all fake. Like, they tried to take a tiny crowd at her fundraiser and make it some big event using AI. We're now at the point that in the last 2 days alone, we got MSNBC editing a Joe Rogan clip to make it sound like he supported Kamala Harris, when actually he was talking about Tulsi Gabbard. Now we got CNN using AI to make it look like people give a about Kamala Harris. It has become very clear that the mainstream media is willing to lie directly to your face. It's up to you whether or not you're going to take
Kamala, oh Kamala. Y'all gotta use AI generated photos in order to now, for what I do, we use some AI photos, to make thumbnails to entice people. But that's completely within the realm of reasonable. But for you trying to, no, man. Y'all getting caught like this is just not good. AI, we're not completely surprised by this or shocked by this whatsoever, if I'm being honest. The Democrats are doing their best to try to make it seem like they are neck and neck when competing with Donald Trump in terms of crowds. Unfortunately, there are a lot of idiots in this country, okay? But, gotta hear this story. Stories like these are popping up everywhere, and it's reassuring.
So I just listened to Kamala Harris give a speech at the Delaware headquarters, and she stated that Donald Trump is trying to take back America. And she also stated that that means that he's going to take us back to a time to where people that look like me didn't have rights. And I'm sitting here thinking, isn't this the same line that you fed us in 2015 and 2016 when he was running for president? That if Donald Trump takes political office and is the president, that black people are no longer going to have rights and that we're going to become slaves again? What happened? 4 years of a Trump presidency, guess what? Not one black person, not one Negro was made into a slave. If anything, I got more free. My finances got better. My life got better. My profession got better. Everything got better. But now we're seeing a constant downward slide under the Biden administration. And my thing is, how many times are we going to go through the same narrative that Trump is racist, Trump is a white supremacist, and that he's bad for black people, and that he's going to take us back into slavery and take our rights away? You have to be an absolute idiot to believe that in 2024 in America at this point in time, man. My thing is, if you don't like Trump because you think he's an idiot, I'm okay with that. If you think he's a man-child, I can accept that. If you think he's just a bloviating rich dude and you think he's just an arrogant, ignoramus jerk-off, I can accept that. But I can't accept the fact that you really believe this man's going to take us back into slavery. You are an absolute idiot, and I ain't got nothing for you if you really believe that.
And we're tired of it. We fed up with just the scripted gaslit points. Oh, he's this and he's that. It's like, do you guys really forget that we had him as the president and all of the stuff that y'all said he was going to do didn't happen? In fact, everything that y'all said was going to happen under his presidency is happening under the Biden-Harris presidency. It's crazy how that works and how that operates. But I'm more pissed off at the fact that, all jokes aside, I'm more pissed off at the fact that Obama allowed something like this to happen. Yes, the black savior, Obama, made it to where misinformation and disinformation could be used in the media on purpose without consequence. So, blame him. And Kamala Harris, she's not talking about any policy. She's only doing fear-mongering tactics. And she's been a nominee for 2 weeks now. And she hasn't answered a single question by the media or us.
But remember, she's only been the nominee for 2 weeks now. She hasn't answered a single question, not one single question by the media, Ed. She's only had one single unscripted moment Thursday night at Andrews Air Force Base welcoming those hostages back. And she served up the kind of incomprehensible word salad for which she's become famous. When she has to encounter the media, and I'm sure you're going to insist that she does, she's going to have to answer for things like why she wants to eliminate oil and gas production in this country, why she wants to ban gas-powered cars, why she wants to confiscate private firearms. So we knew this race was going to be close all along, whoever the Democrats wanted to put up against President Trump. But Kamala Harris has only been the nominee for 2 weeks and hasn't answered a single question. When the American people get a better look at her and her radical positions, I think you're going to see that they don't want her to continue the Biden-Harris legacy.
Gotta be unburdened by what has been, you know. Is there significance in the passage of time? You know, in the passage of time, there's significance. Oh, she's not going to answer no questions, man. Everything that these Democrats are doing, it has to have a script in front of them in order for it to be successful. They're not going to be able to go off script and answer any of these questions. I doubt that she has a real plan as it pertains to all of these deeper issues. Why? Because she don't even understand or comprehend what these issues are, man. All she knows is she don't want to be burdened by what has been. She want to be unburdened. Oh, man, in the last few weeks, the corporate leftist media, the Democratic Party, and the surrogates have been trying to rewrite history of the most liberal senator and vice president in American history. This is far beyond gaslighting and indoctrination and lying. I'm trying to get to what they going to equate it to. It's an attempt to pull off the greatest hoax in American history. Check this out.
In these last few weeks, with the corporate leftist media, the Democrat Party, and their surrogates trying to reinvent and rewrite the history of the most liberal senator and the most liberal vice president in American history, is so far beyond gaslighting, so far beyond indoctrination, so far beyond just lying. This is an attempt to pull off the greatest hoax in American history. Kamala Harris ideologically is to the left of Bernie Sanders. As borders are, she presided over the admission of 15 to 20 million illegal aliens. Some of those illegal aliens, as you know, Maria, and have covered on your program, have gone on to and murder American women and American children. Grievous, heinous, unimaginable crimes by criminals that she chose to admit into this country. The attempt to rewrite her record is surely the most offensive thing any of us have witnessed in the history of modern presidential politics. She is a hardcore, far-left liberal, and nothing anyone says can change that. It is the stone-cold truth.
But that's what they're going to continue to do. They're going to continue to try to paint over the painting, right? They trying to make it they think they're making it a blank canvas by painting all over it white and try to, rewrite. Nah, man, the painting is still up under there. And once it rains, so it pours. And we're going to be able to see that you aren't who you trying to paint yourself to be. Yeah, I like the way I did that right there. I'm patting myself on the back for that little metaphor right there. You know what I mean? Anyhow, Kamala. She was asked about how she would fix inflation a little second ago. Y'all remember that? She answers by saying generic words about what inflation is for a solid 45 seconds. Y'all listen.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously. And it is a priority there.
You know what? She obliterated herself so much responding to that I don't think I'm going to respond to that. Like, I think that is my response to that clip. Now, moving on. Byron Donalds, who I wish could have been a VP. I really wish, you know what I'm saying? He just wiped the floor, as Benny Johnson put it, with George Stephanopoulos. I don't know how you say this man's name. How you say Stephanopoulos? Polis? George Stephanopoulos, bro. Your lineage is wrong for that. What? Stephanopoulos? Dog, where's the movie? The trilogy. Anyhow, over Kamala's heritage, they went at it, apparently. And they said that he also, Benny, that is, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little hyped. Let me slow it down. Benny Johnson also said that he's not sure he would be an unbiased moderator. This guy, I would just play the clip because I'll fun with the play. I'm trying to transition to this anyway. Yeah, y'all still love me.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There were a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue. The main issue.
Sir, 1 second. You just did it. You just did it again.
Of the United States.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on the stage yesterday in Atlanta for 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up. I mean, George, we could have this conversation for the entire segment, but none of this matters to the American people. What matters to the American people is, are we going to have the same policies of the Biden-Harris administration that has been destructive of the American people, or are we going to have the policies of the Trump administration, which put America first, had low inflation, prosperous Americans, no matter your race, no matter your color, no matter your creed, and a foreign policy that kept America safe? Those are the facts that truly matter, because this issue is going to come and go. The lives of the American people is what's going to remain, and that's what matters more than anything else.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep on
actually,
repeating
I'm
it.
not the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up now. That's you.
You've done it,
I understand why
sir.
you
You've done it.
up.
You've done it
Because,
3 times. Every single answer you gave me. Now let me finish, sir.
George,
every single answer you gave, you repeated the slur.
Asked me, George. That's why I'm pushing back on you now. George, you asked me the question 3 times. I responded, but I'm.
And every single time you repeat the slur, that is exactly my point. You simply can't say that it's wrong.
George, so then what you're saying, and I want to get off this topic because it's not the only thing that's going on. But George, now you're saying that AP is the one that slurred Kamala Harris, because those are the facts. You can go to the internet and look at the clips, George, if you want to, or we can talk about this now. I prefer to talk about the future of our country, because the American people are struggling. The American people do need serious policy decisions to be made, and they need serious leadership on the world stage. Kamala Harris has not proven that she can do that. Donald J. Trump has proven that he can do that.
AP did not say that Kamala Harris is not black. She is biracial. She is Indian. She is black. You continue to repeat the fact that you continue to repeat the slur. I don't understand why you and the president do it, but it's clear
had a right fact.
You're not going to say that it's wrong, and you've now established that for our audience.
It sucks how people just completely ignore facts and focus on semantics. And then he tried to say it's a slur. How? Stating facts are slurs. It's the fact that AP put out the article saying that she was running as an Indian American, the first Indian American. It's a fact that she's run multiple times as an Indian American. These are facts. But as soon as she's running for the president, she's black. Y'all, This is the same woman who said that Joe Biden was a racist and then decided to be his VP. Come on, man. Byron nailed it. The issue of skin color simply just does not matter. That's the least of our worries. It's the issue on policies, okay? Those the only things that matter in this election. Kamala is a fraud.